Hello there, distance learners and everybody. Sorry about that delay. That was weird, guys. I do not know why my system was acting so strangely. So everything seems to be working now. So let's talk about it. There wasn't supposed to be a warm-up today, but I gave everybody a warm-up because honestly, like, everything was acting funny over here and I needed to have something for them to do while we did it. So let's talk about this warm-up really quickly. So, if I have a circle and I know that its radius, thank you so much for letting me know. If I have a circle and I know that its radius is 18 centimeters, I wanted to know its exact and its approximate circumference. What would I do with the radius in order to find the circumference? Let me see if I can get a little bit of help on that. And that's going to be, Mary, what am I going to do with the radius to get the circumference? Diameter? Yes, and how do I get the diameter if I know the radius? Yeah, 18 plus 18 or 18 times 2. Either of those is perfectly acceptable. So 18 plus 18, which is the same thing as 18 times 2, which is 36. So now that I have that the diameter equals 36, Mary, what am I going to do with that number to find out what the circumference is? I'm so glad we're talking. Does anybody remember? I always do the same thing with the diameter once I know what it is. Park.
Either just do 36 pi or...
Yes. Either leave it 36 pi centimeters, or you can do it 36 times pi, where pi is about 3.14. So 36 times 3.14, and I get 113.04 centimeters, about. That's exactly right. Excellent work, Park. Cool. That's exactly what we're looking for. But today, we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. Will you guys open up your planners to page 88? It's International Women's Day. Yay! All right. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Shh. Jack, what's our first essential question today? How can we turn a circle into something we can actually find the area of? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't sound anything like what I was hoping it would sound like when we were writing down our essential questions. I know that we're not able to do all that chatting while we are writing down our essential questions, guys. It's usually much quieter than that. That does not meet my expectations or make me happy. Hey, that was a terrible mighty groan. You guys do better than that. Hey, I really do need you guys back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, guys, because of what we're going to be doing today, I can't be walking around and making sure that everybody's doing exactly the right thing at all times because I have to stay near my desk because of the presentation that I'm going to be giving here in just a second. Because we're doing an activity today instead of just punching stuff in calculators. But if you want to skip the activity and just get right to the actual calculations, that's fine with me. You just let me know by continuing to talk instead of focusing and following directions, okay? Okay. Now, once you get that written, guys, let's go ahead and get a title down for our note. So, got a pencil?
Absolutely.
All right. Today, it's the area of a circle 1. How? How do we find the area of a circle, and why does that work? Let's make sure you understand what I mean by area. Everybody draw a rectangle really quickly. I've just drawn a rectangle, and mine is 4, let's say, meters this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 11 meters this way. Talk to your partners, guys. Do you remember how to find the area of this rectangle? And what does it mean? What does the area of that rectangle even mean? Go ahead, guys. Talk to each other. How do I find the area of that, and what does that actually mean? Teach! Be right back, distance learners.
Yes, that is probably. That's what I thought. And that's probably which is the one thing that bugs me when you do it, which I do it all the time. So I don't know if I have like memory for it, but so when people say partner, and then like beside me, like opposite. I don't know why. I don't know why that bugs me so much. No, but I'll still like say opposite, and it will like bug myself out. But then like yeah, and then but with adding, it's like the same as when you add it.
Have a seat, Avery. In 5, 4. Let's get back to our assigned seat, please. 3, 2, 1. Let's see if I can get a little help out there. Isabel, what is the area of this rectangle? Aha, so 44 meters squared is what we would call it, 44 meters squared. And really what we've done, because that's so good. I heard someone say, why is that squared? Here's why. Because every single one of these columns has 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in it, and each square is 1 meter by 1 meter. So we call each of those squares 1 meter squared. So there's 4 in this column. How many are in this column? 4. How many are in this column? And there's 11 columns. That's why it's 11 times 4. Or you could think of it, there's 11 squares in every row, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Finding the area of something is really asking how many squares fit inside of this object. So if I had a square, oh yes, go ahead. What's up, Park?
Am I the only one who learned this in elementary?
No, not at all. It's a lot of us need a little refresher, though. A lot of us need a little refresher, and that's just fine. Okay, so what I'm about to ask you guys is, if you actually know what you're doing, you can count the squares inside of here. Like if I said it's 3 by 4, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is also what you get when you do 3 times 4. So the question is, what challenges do you think are going to present us when I say, what is the area of a circle? Talk to your partners, guys. Why is that going to present a challenge? Teach, teach.
Yeah, and and then if you like, as you get yeah, but as you get more to the side of the circle or the top and the bottom, it gets like the squares get like cut off and they get bigger. So you can't keep that as a full square.
one. Let's see here. I have counted down. By raise of hand, who can tell me what challenges do you think are going to present themselves if I were to ask you, hey, why don't you just count how many squares there are in that circle? Why is that so much harder than when I gave you a rectangle, Kat? Go ahead, Kat.
Because there's like no edges.
Yes. And it's not even like, I don't know if you guys remember doing this with triangles where there's like these weird half ones, but you can meet them up with other weird half ones and they'd be whole. I have no idea how we're going to do that on this. So let's find out. Those of you at home, you might want to fast forward for this part because all I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around. I'm going to make sure that every table gets their hands sanitized because you're going to be sharing scissors and glue sticks in just a second about something, okay? So I'm going to come up. I'm going to make sure that you're ready to go, and then I'll be right back, okay? Here we go. There we go. Okay, go ahead, table. Go get some hand sanitizer. We'll use some that you have on your phone.
We are having a live party. Well, no, you can do that. Well, no,
Hand sanitizer, table. Did it go sanitize the hands before hand? Cleaned up, de-COVIDed. That's right. You have to dust your mouth. Huge fan. All right, table. Do you want go ahead and sanitize your hands. Oh, it's for table. Oh, it's just another way of rubbing the square. It means that it's a meter each way. It's a square. I love those good smelling ones. All right. Let's see. To rock around all night. All right. It's trippy. Here we go. Get that set up so that there are no accidental personages in there. Well, hi, everybody. Okay, everyone. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everybody. So, in just a second, I'm going to hand everybody out something like this, a piece of paper with a circle on it. Now, folks, those of you at home, you're going to need to make this in Word or find just look up a picture of a circle and get that going. And here's what we're going to do with it, okay? The first thing you need to do with it is we need to label the radius. So I'm going to go ahead and do the best that I can. So it'll look something like that. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut it out nice and evenly, just as clean as you can. You're going to get that settled. Don't worry about the scraps. Those of you here in class, I'll come gather your scraps for safety purposes. That way we don't have 800 people with all their paper cuts. Well, bam. And then you're going to have a circle right here that we're going to figure out how to find the area of, okay? You guys understand what I need you to do when I give you your circle? All right, let's get to it. Those of you at home, go ahead and print off a circle for me and cut it out like this. Woo! We'll see you in a second. Circles, circles. Everybody grab and cut out a circle. Yes, please. Middle distance. So remember, we're going to label the radius, and then you're going to cut out your circle. Because what you want to have oops. Wrong button. Now I'm looking silly. Who knows where Mr. Petersen is? There we go. This thing. That's what you got. I want to make sure you got this. Those of you at home, you can get rid of your own scraps. That's fine. We're going to look at this in just a second, okay? You won't need these. You can go throw these away. In fact, I'm going to go do that right now. I'll be right back. Pop your scraps in here, that's where I want those. Yay! Thank you. I'll be back, please. Don't worry about it. Did you guys label the radius? I don't see the radius on there. What? Remember, that's the distance from the middle to the outside. Anybody got their scraps first for me? Scraps, scraps. Scraps. That's okay. I'll be back. I want the scraps. And because I want to do the world, sit around and... My teacher thought the same. righty, everybody. Can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Here we go. Now, folks, I'll wait. I have counted down. Folks, if this is the circle that you get when you've got, we're trying to find the area of this thing, but the problem is, the only thing I know about it is the radius, the diameter, and I can also find the circumference. So what we're going to do is at this thing, it turns out really confused people for thousands and thousands of years about how we're supposed to find the area here until someone did this. I'm going to show you what to do. Don't do it yet. They took it and they were like, I'm so sick of this thing. I can't find its area. Yar! And they cut it in half. Now, guys, if you're looking at these two things, is the area of these two papers put together the same as the area of the circle when it's combined? And so the person who did this, she goes, well, hold on. Can I? No. Can I rearrange this and to make a better shape? And so then she cut it again. Took some scissors. She cut it again. And she said, I don't know, can I make a better, this like, I mean, that looks maybe a little better. I don't know. Yeah, and so then she cut it again. And I'll tell you right now, guys, if you cut this in half 3 times like I just did to make 8 pieces, you can rearrange these into a shape you know how to find the area of, just about. These little curvy bits will never go away, but every time you cut it, they flatten out a little bit. So why don't you guys go ahead, cut your circle in half 3 times, and see if you can arrange these pieces into something that works a little bit better. Give it a try, and here we go. Teach! I'll be back. I like that. Fold it in half and cut along the fold. That's smart.
Can we just like radius times 4?
Now you've got the right idea. The radius is important.
That's so strange.
Don't do anything to these yet, guys. Don't do anything to these yet. Don't do anything to these yet, guys.
I didn't do it that way, but yeah. I did half, and then I cut it like
Can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. settling, guys. So I think maybe some of us misunderstood. Once you've got this cut up, guys, what you need to make sure you do is you want to take these and you want to try to rearrange them in a way that makes a shape that's a little bit easier to find the area of. Like, that's kind of like a triangle, but already it's already kind of more like 3/8 of a circle, so that's not it. I'll tell you right now, sienna has a really good looking shape right now. Sienna's shape is exactly what we're going for. So I want you guys to take these and see if you can try to make them into a shape that you can find the area of, like a triangle or a rectangle or a parallelogram. See what you can do. I'm coming around to see who else is starting to get some ideas, and then we'll do one more thing, and then we'll put this together. Go ahead, guys. I'll give it a shot and teach. I wasn't wearing my headphones for that whole thing. I don't know if you heard that. So what we're doing is we're taking these pieces, and we're going to see if we can rearrange them in a shape that's easier to find the area of, because I can't find the area of these weird circle bits. I guess they're each like a triangle, but I'm not really sure what the base of it is. So go ahead, give that a try, and let's see how that goes. Good, good, excellent. Yeah, there you go.
Is there four?
Like monster teeth. Okay, I got you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So again, sienna's shape is the one that I like the best. So what that winds up being is, let me see, is there my radius there? Okay, so you can see my radius, we're good. And what she did was she had it so that there was one pointing up, then one pointing down, then one pointing up, and then one pointing down. And after doing that, voices please, voices. Suddenly this, it's not a perfect one, but this is starting to look a lot more like a what? This looks a lot like a rectangle. And in fact, if you guys, this is what we're doing here. When I say teach, you're going to say, okay, you're going to gather up all these pieces. You're going to cut them in half one more time and then rearrange them just like Sienna did, and see how close to a rectangle you get. So again, we're going to cut it in half like this. Can we see that? Yes. And then we're going to go ahead and rearrange them just like Sienna did. One up, one down, one up, and see how close to a rectangle it gets. Talk to each other, and here we go. Rectangle, teach. Oh, and glue that into your notes. So what am I doing? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, guys. That's why we have the glue. You're then going to glue this thing into your notes. I want you to glue this rectangle-ish thing after you cut it one more time into your notes. Did you guys get 2 or 1? Share the one for now, and I'll get you another one in just a second. So hopefully we should have something that looks a little bit... Oops, I forgot to switch off the camera. Bye, guys. You're not going to see my face again for quite a while. I don't know when the last time is that we're doing something like this, so back to the notes. That looked like I was sucked into a black hole. Goodbye, distance learners. Are you guys able to see the notes part? Oh, yeah, we are good. We're good. I think you can't see the bottom, but that's... No, we were good. We were fantastic. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to paste that in here. I'll be right back, distance learners. I'm going to check in on everybody. Extra boosted. Oh, you guys have two working ones? They only have one working one. So it's okay. Just take the time. Glue that in, guys. Glue that in. Love it. Glue that right in here. Just like I did.
Instead of doing one individual one, just do like a whole section.
I put it in backwards. Oh, perfect.
You don't have to.
I was doing it was for one boosted for every two boosted because otherwise I won't have enough two boosted. And then two would make me look sick. Yes. There's that beautiful feeling of a ball of glue and it's I'm coming for the scissors, guys. You won't need the scissors anymore. So I'm coming for my scissors.
Should we throw this?
Yeah, I call it some scissors, please.
Should we throw this one away? It doesn't work. Yeah, we should just put it back in the bin. Yes, because I want scissors. Mine might not fit.
Yo. I think those are your own, right? Right? Those are me? Give away my scissors. Guys. Scissors, scissors, I want my scissors. You throw what away? That boosted, yeah, you can throw that boosted away. Scissors, I need just one pair. Gray was one of mine.
I think some of mine, so 3 pieces. Oh no, same. Oh my god.
All sharp ones at your home have a sheath then, right? Because you were talking about how your brother wasn't expecting you to knife it. Alright. Can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm aware that this isn't a rectangle, but do you guys see how every time you slice it, it gets closer to a rectangle? Every time you slice it, it should get closer and closer to a rectangle. And let me go ahead and show you what that rectangle is like. So that rectangle, we're going to make it pretty see-through, is like this. That rectangle would wind up being like this. And it turns out, guys, this length up and down is a length we already know. Go ahead, guys. Look at the picture I've got. What is this length right here, up and down? Look at this. Look, watch this, guys. What do we call this length up and down? I've got it labeled, right, and everything. It's the radius. That's the radius. So you can label your own radius. Now, guys, this one's a little bit harder. What is this distance that goes above? Do you guys see what is that distance there? Aha! Who said that? Jake, you're the man. It turns out that distance isn't the circumference because it's half of the circumference. Because there's half of it on top and half of it on bottom. So this is 1/2 of the circumference. Which means to find the area of a circle, all you have to do is take half of the circumference and multiply it by the radius. Now, we're going to practice that tomorrow. You take half the circumference because that's how tall it is. That's how long it is. And you multiply by the radius because that's how tall it is. Now, again, tomorrow we're going to get some practice on that. Today was just using that cool stuff to show you why that works. If you didn't get a chance to glue that in, make a stripe of glue and glue in what you can. I'm coming for my glue sticks.